Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Mortal Kombat 9. In this episode,
brother, Linkuei?
That is not my brother.
he's machine, I'm human.
Heh, have you looked in the mirror?
Don't let the mask fool you.
Yes, Cabal gets the fight against Shiva for his final mission.
Yes, Cabal, you are wearing a mask to hide your ridiculous face. But you also have scars on your arms to suggest you took an injury you probably should not have survived.
Well, he did. I mean, in the last part, he got absolutely incinerated by Kintaro. Or rather, not last part, but the part before that.
Yeah.
Last part, because last part we did a majority of Cabal's story wherein we learned what is actually happening on for Shokan's invasion. And yeah, I wish I was good with Cabal. As I mentioned earlier, I am absolute trash with Cabal. I'm a trash with the majority of the characters in MK9. Like, the only ones I'm honestly all that comfortable playing are Kung Lao and Human Smoke. I really shouldn't describe him as Human Smoke because he's the only Smoke that's actually in the game. But I keep calling him Human Smoke because Human Smoke and Robot Smoke are drastically different characters in Mortal Kombat 3, and most people recognize Smoke from Mortal Kombat 3.
That is true.
I wish that we could actually block Shiva's Telestomp, because Shiva's Telestomp would be one of the best ways to capitalize on her defenseless state.
How do you counter the stomp while past Gurdat makes sure he's got the correct controller? His dad works at Sega Genesis.
Well, countering the stomp isn't the real thing that you can do, but you can position yourself in a way that you don't get hit by it. Specifically, if you either do a forward dash or a back dash just before she lands, you can dodge it that way. The way that I always do it though is doing a forward jump after she launches it, which will put you in almost a prime or a back jump, which will put you in a prime position to continue an assault on her.
Well, it looks to me like you have to negate an attack with an attack, like with a forward dash, which some of these fucking forward dash attacks are pretty fast, and they also cover a long distance. That stomp aerial also covers a long distance.
Yes,
like the game is trying to tell us something.
when she launches it.
I want to apologize for the video quality. My recording sessions themselves were fine. Camtasia doesn't like me.
What I'm referring to there is the fact that while I was going through the editing process, Camtasia kept fucking exploding at me during this fight, and I don't know why. It didn't actually show. It didn't end up showing up on screen here, but yeah.
You have great
Hey, what the fuck happened to Sub-Zero?
Well, he got taken by the Linkuei during Mortal Kombat 2, and he ended up going through the Cyber Initiative.
Shokan. We would welcome your aid also.
Sub-Zero.
That which made him Sub-Zero no longer exists.
He is my friend. What they did to him.
It
is hideous.
Hideous.
You're right. We gotta help him if we can.
I actually really like Cabal being a good guy because he's one of the more iconic characters for me from Mortal Kombat 3. I've always loved his Hyper Dash. But the thing is, they don't keep this Cabal. They really don't. They decided in Mortal Kombat 11 to just have him paired back up with the Black Dragon. And it's like, but why?
Because he is a lore-driven character.
No, he is not. Cabal is not lore-centric to this game or the next game, like, at all.
What they tried to do was turn his ugly face into a symbol of his humility and his humanity.
A symbol of his humanity, perhaps, but like, I don't know, man. I really like to see Cabal as a good guy. And now we're moving on to Cyber Sub-Zero's chapter. As with everyone else, I am pretty terrible with Cyber Sub-Zero.
Aoka, how can Sub-Zero best help us?
I do not know. My attempts to alter future events have had negative consequences.
Yeah, like killing Kung Lao.
Should never have undergone the
Seems that maybe instead of concentrating on the past, I should concentrate on the present.
We need intel, right?
Or something.
Back to Outworld undercover.
Stryker knows what the fuck he's doing.
He's only just joined in, but he's well trained in the apocalypse.
For most of Mortal Kombat 3, Raiden is absolutely paralyzed with indecision, and it makes what happens at the tail end of the game much more tragic than it honestly is supposed to be.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling what's gonna happen.
Remember, Sector is a robot now, so what happens here doesn't make any goddamn sense, even though he's the Grandmaster of the Linkuei.
Aw, dang it, I thought they were wait. Well, okay, now we're in an arena. But where are the fighters?
I have scanned your neural net 520. Your neuromodulators have been recalibrated.
Yep.
Impossible. The experience has been deleted from your system. Remove your access panel.
Whoosh!
Get your hands off my access panel, you!
Your programming has been corrupted.
My soul was corrupted. Now it is cleansed.
In the
So yeah,
fires of combat.
Sub-Zero's undercover stealth mission fails fucking immediately.
Well,
Now, Cyber Sub-Zero is honestly a pretty good extension of what human Sub-Zero attempts to do. But he's got a lot more technical stuff that I'm not good at executing on in his kit. Specifically the ice grenades that I'm not good with. But he also gets one of the only aerial X-rays in the game. Stab and flip.
Huh.
I do like Sub-Zero's frost counter, to be perfectly honest, but it doesn't actually do as much as I would like it to do. It effectively only really counters mid normals and doesn't do anything against specials like at all. I honestly wish that we had more counters for specials in the game, to be frank, because I think the only real special counter that we have might be Smoke Shake, and even that tends to only really work on normals for me. So, ouch.
Ow. Okay.
Cyber Sector is more or less a lot like his human counterpart, and the big thing that you want to do for this fight is bait him into using the teleport, block it, and then counter with an uppercut.
Nice. And that is some good exploitation of AI scripting. That he wants to teleport, of course, because you are at a distance and doing a thing.
Unfortunately, if he does the enhanced teleport, you can't uppercut it afterwards because it pushes you back slightly, and he's got much faster recovery on it.
Substitute for the human soul.
So instead of killing Sector here, Cyber Sub-Zero decides to gather information instead. To be perfectly honest, Cyber Sub-Zero should have killed Sector here.
Well, yeah, but they did used to be friends.
No, they were never friends. They were rivals throughout Linkuei because Sector always wanted the Grandmaster's power, and Sub-Zero was pretty much always next in line for it.
Well, there is kind of an irony to that, to thanking him, because again, rivalry. So it's like, you finally did something for me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, come on. We gotta get him to the graveyard at St. Dominic.
Kano, you were escorted by 2 different Shokan. How the hell is this mission not done already?
Don't care, really, so long as I get paid.
He said on your feet. Come on, up, get up.
I wish we could do that in combat. That would be so goddamn nice to actually have Frost Beam.
Fatality.
I think his enhanced Frostball is technically a beam, but at the same point, that's a full fucking meter that you have to use in order to get it, and you only get to freeze 1 target instead of 2.
Yep, they're thawing.
All of you, now.
Let's go, come on!
Well, at least that stays true to combat. They don't stay frozen forever. But now it looks like we got a fucking 2-on-1 on our hands.
Specifically, 2 Shokan on 1 Cyber Sub-Zero.
Go screw yourself. Fight!
For the record, this fight is significantly easier than it's supposed to be. But, yes, I dislike the fact that they decided to put they decided to put Cyber Sub-Zero, a brand new character for the game, against both of our boss representations of Shokan. To compensate them for it, though, Kintaro and Goro do significantly more taunting and gesturing than they usually do. But Goro still does have the full screen stomp that can catch you off guard.
Yes, the full screen stomp with homing accuracy will screw you up unless you're ready for it. The metagame says so.
Stomp and toss. Ugh.
So
I wish I was good with Cyber Sub-Zero. Honestly, he's a really cool character with a lot of technical advantages over a good portion of the cast. But like executing on those advantages and the techniques that he actually has is much too much. It's too much for me to actually to dedicate a bunch of time to learning.
So not a lot of multiplayer then?
No, I do not play fighting games multiplayer. Mostly because there are exactly two states that I ever find myself in when it comes to a multiplayer fighting games. Either I am significantly better than any of the people that I am playing with, and therefore they always feel cheated out when I tell them that I'm not that good at this game, or I am significantly worse than the people that I'm playing against, and therefore I always feel like I'm just wasting my time.
Well, I mean,
those are the only two states for fighting games I have ever been in, including the one time when I was playing fighting games that I didn't actually know all that well, which was Marvel vs. Capcom 1. I got invited over to a friend's sleepover party, and he decided to throw a bunch of fighting games at me because he had a bunch of them, specifically Soul Calibur 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 1, neither of which I had actually played before. And I proceeded to trounce him in both of them. And I was like, you know that I play at least a little bit of Street Fighter, and I told you I played Soul Blade. And yeah, he was totally flabbergasted that I was absolutely kicking his ass in a Soul Calibur 3 and managing to do so well against him in Marvel vs. Capcom 1.
Well, imagine that like after you play through a bunch of different fighting games in quick succession, then suddenly you can transfer skills from other games to those and maybe find some new advantages. You just got the fucking shit rocked out of you by that X-ray.
Yeah. Goro and Kintaro's X-ray each deal about 50%, do more than 50% damage to any member of the cast. I think the only exception is Shao Kahn, and that's only because Shao Kahn has damage mitigation inherent to his kit, and you as the player get to play as Shao Kahn exactly once, and you have to go into the challenge tower in order to get there. So.
No, he's gonna. But that time when he tried doing the fireball, he was facing the wrong way. This is actually doable. We got him. We fucking got him. Good job.
See, I'm not super terrible at the game, just normal terrible.
Round two.
Oh.
I would like to say that we're playing the story mode on normal mode, simply because there are 4 different difficulty settings. Actually, for the story mode, I think there's only 3 difficulty settings between easy, normal, and hard. But the arcade ladder actually has 5 difficulty settings between very easy, easy, normal, hard, and very hard. Don't play the arcade on very easy, please. It is just insultingly easy.
Yeah, they'll just stand there pretty much. They don't block.
It's not that they'll just. They won't just stand there, but you know it'll feel like they're just standing there.
Well, I mean, Guitar Hero can make you feel like a little fucking dummy too by only 3 notes. You only hit the first 3. So, I mean, that's just the game. That's the game putting the ball back in your corner. Like, okay, do you want to continue to fucking, nail a game meant for children, or do you want to up the difficulty and get a little more payoff?
The problem that I have with that particular comparison is that Guitar Hero actually expects you to go through all 4 difficulties in succession.
Kind of, yeah, kind of like an album, like at the final track,
like
then it
if you
rolls
switch,
back to the first.
like during the campaign, if you switch from a normal to hard at any point, you're boned. You just you cannot do that switch later on in the campaign. You need the prior experience with the previous tracks in order to clear a campaign on hard. And in the next episode, we will fight Ermac again.
Again. And again.
Again!
And again.